Has been tracking the story. Eldrin, it's not the first time this conference has been postponed. Why has it been postponed this time?
Well, remember that in December the conference was supposed to have sat down, but because of the violence that erupted during the lead up to the lead up of the provincial conference in Potchefstroom, it was then decided to postpone the provincial list conference to today. And remember that the national conference as well was supposed to have taken place in December, but that was also postponed because of the delays that the North West was facing. It was then decided that the National Appeals Committee, National List Appeals Committee, will then be looking into some of the disputes that have been lodged. But however, though, they haven't concluded, they haven't resolved all of those disputes. And I was speaking earlier on to the Provincial List Conference chairperson, Mr. Kune, who indicated that there was about 19 appeals that have been lodged. 3 were then set aside. 8 have been concluded, but 8 are still outstanding. And the process thereafter is that whatever conclusion the appeals committee comes to is that they must then report to the National List Committee, and the National List Committee is only meeting tomorrow. And we know that the National List Conference starts on Friday in Durban. And speaking to some members of the ANC in the province, they believe that it's unlikely that the province would be able to meet the deadline and be participating in the National List Conference, and they have about 260 delegates who are eligible to be attending that conference.
Now, that brings me to my next question. Is this going to have an impact on the National List Conference this weekend?
I doubt that it will have an impact, but of course there is a special NEC meeting which will then lead to the national extended NEC meeting, and they will have to decide whether the conference should go ahead without the Northwest's participation in this conference. You remember also during the 2012 elective conference of the ANC in Mangaung, as well as the national elective conference in Nasrec in 2017, where the court had made a ruling around the standing of the PEC, and then it was said that the PEC's voting rights would then be taken away. And I guess that's an option that's available to the NEC as well, to say that the Northwest members who are eligible to attend the conference could attend the conference, but they will not have any voting rights. That's the alternative that is available to the party, but that will only come after the NEC, the special NEC, has concluded their meeting and the extended NEC has concluded their meeting, and a decision will then be taken as to how the party resolves this issue.
This, no doubt, is significant of how, deeply divided the party has been in the lead up to this conference. You look at what has been at play in the Northwest from last year and this year. Do you get a sense that the members, especially the ones that you're talking to, might be satisfied with that, decision to have them not take part?
Well, the decision is yet to be taken whether they wouldn't be taking part in the conference. But I guess that as an ANC member, if you are a member in good standing and you believe that your branch has been in good standing, you wouldn't be happy to find out that your branch would not be participating in the conference that is of such importance, because this is a conference that would decide which member of the party would be on the list and where they will be situated on the list. Around 400 people that will be on the list that will be sent, that will be people who are eligible to represent the party in Parliament. And I believe that every member of the ANC would like to take part in that decision-making, or at least influence that decision-making. So certainly I wouldn't think that they were welcoming this decision, but it certainly does point to, as you've indicated, the divisions within the party, especially within the Northwest. And remember some of the visuals that we saw during December, during the preparation for that list conference, where you had the violence that erupted and literally blood was on the floor.
I know that, we don't have much time, but if I can just ask you this last question, especially touching on the Northwest itself and the divisions within that province, is this likely going to, affect the general elections next year?
It may have some sort of impact, because this is a party that's divided in that province, first of all. There are some disgruntled PEC members, this is now former PEC members after the PEC was disbanded, who are still going to court. So on the 28th of January, the High Court in Johannesburg will be hearing that dispute that has been lodged by these members of the party. So the party should be focusing on electioneering, but they have these internal disputes that they have to be focusing on. And one thing is for sure, that the opposition would like to make inroads on those divisions and try to benefit from those divisions that the party is facing.
Definitely a story we are tracking. Thank you so much for putting us in the picture there. That was ANC reporter Eldrin Simpia.